Hello everyone, my name is Prajwal and today we are going to discuss this problem Medel. This problem is rated as cakewalk on CodeChef. So guys, if you haven't read the problem yet, go back and read it and then come back and watch the solution. So with this, let's begin. In this problem, we are given a sequence of n integers a1, a2 till an and we have to perform an operation on this sequence. The operation is that as long as there are at least 3 elements in the sequence, we have to choose any 3 elements. Let's say we choose a1, a2 and a3, and now we have to delete the median of these 3 chosen elements. So the median is basically the middle element that will lie between the minimum and the maximum. Hence, for this case, let us say that a3 is the median. So after deleting a3, we will get the new sequence as a1, a2, a4 till an. The initial sequence was of size n, and now the new sequence after this operation is n minus 1. So what we need to do is, we need to perform this operation of choosing 3 elements and deleting the median exhaustively, which means that we have to perform this operation until 2 elements are left, ai and aj. And at last, we just have to output these elements. So the constraints of the problem are, we are given test cases from 1 to 74. The number of elements can range from 3 to 19 and the range can be from 1 to 109. Now let us look at the test cases to better understand the problem. In the first test case, we are given 2, 5 and 3. Since the number of elements is 3, we can choose these 3 elements and the median is 3, hence we delete 3 to get 2 and 5. Now the number of elements are less than 3, hence we cannot perform the operation anymore. So the final answer is 2 and 5 as indicated in the output. In the second test case, let us say we take 38, 9 and 102. The median is 38, hence we delete 38. In the next operation, let us say we take 9, 10 and 7. The median is 9, hence we delete 9. In the next operation, let us say we take 46, 28 and 13. The median is 28, hence we delete 28. In the next operation, let us say we take 10, 96 and 46. The median is 46, hence we delete 46. Now we take 102, 10 and 7. The median is 10, hence we remove 10. In the next test case, let us say we take 96, 88 and 13. The median is 88, hence we remove 88. In the next operation, let us say we take 96, 7 and 13. The median is 13, hence we remove 13. In the final operation, let us say we take 102, 96 and 7. The median is 96, hence we remove it. So now as you can see that we are only left with 2 elements, 102 and 7. So we cannot perform the operation anymore. So this becomes our final output. Moving on to the solution. In this problem, we are given a sequence a1, a2 till an. So the thing to note here is that with every operation, we actually remove one element, which means that we can apply simulation technique to solve this problem. The technique is to actually perform the operation on the array and remove one element each time. So let us say that we are given an array a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. So now we will perform the operations from the start. So let us say that we have 3 pointers s, m and e pointing to the first 3 elements. Now we say that we choose these 3 elements and we calculate the median. So let us say that the median of this element was e. So what we do was, we delete this element e and we move this pointer e to the next free element, which is a4. Now we again calculate the median of SME, a1, a2, a4. Let us say that it is s. So we delete this element s and we move this s to the next free element, which is a5. So now we've again performed this operation on the three elements. Let us say that the median is m. So we delete this number and we move m to the outside of this array. So it will point to the element n. If any of these pointer points to n, the size of this array, this means that the numbers that are left inside the array are just 2, s and e. Hence, this will represent our answer. So now let us look at another solution. Suppose we are given this array A, A1, A2, A3 up to An. Let us sort this array. Let's say the sorted array is B, given as B1, B2 till Bn. Now let us say that while performing operation, we take the first element as B1, the second element as Bi, and the third element as Bn, the last element. Here I will belong from 2 to n minus 1. Now the observation is that if we take this combination of B1, Bi and Bn, where I is from 2 to n minus 1, in this Bi will always be the median. Why? Because it lies between B1 and Bn when we are performing a single operation. So we will always delete this middle element Bi. So what can we say is that if we take B1, B2, Bn, then we will delete B2. If we take B1, B3, Bn, we will delete B3. So we will delete all the elements from 2 to n minus 1. Hence the answer will always be the minimum and the maximum element. So this is the observation that we can use to get the answer. Moving on to the complexity. In the simulation method, we are iterating over the array from 1 to n, and then we are deleting the median of 3 elements. Finding the median of 3 elements is order 1. Hence, the time required here is order of n, where n is the input size. The space is also order of n. It is required to store the original array. In the observation method, the main idea is to find the minimum and the maximum, and it is well known that it is order of n. It can be done in one pass. The space here is also order of n, as we need to store the original array. So guys, now let us go over to the code. So I have already processed the input. Now we will maintain 3 pointers, left, mid and right, to indicate the 3 elements, and another pointer that will point to the next free element. Now we will iterate until this is equal to n. We will calculate median using a function find median that will return us the median of 3 numbers. Now if this median is equal to the left element, then we need to shift this left to the next free element. We need to do the same thing for mid and the same thing for right element. And finally, we increment current by 1. Now we know that this loop will end when one of the pointers will point outside the array. So to find our answer, that is the other 2 pointers, what we can do is we can create a small vector of size 3 and then just sort this vector. The first 2 elements will represent our answer. So we can just go ahead and print the numbers. So now to implement this find median, we can use a simple neat little trick. So it accepts 3 integers and it will return the sum minus the minimum of these numbers and the maximum. So guys, this is pretty much the whole code, and try to code it yourself. If you face an issue, then come back and watch it again. So guys, I hope you understood the problem well, and if you have any questions, drop a comment below and like the video, and don't forget to subscribe to get the latest updates from CodeChef. Thank you and goodbye.